Hi Libra, welcome into a brief next 48-hour tarot reading for you. I of course want to thank you so much for joining me for this reading, but as we proceed, keep in mind it is general and it's meant to pertain to the following 48-hour period for you, beginning around when you're guided or drawn to this reading. Once I finished the daily I just did, without meaning to set out loud, I just feel like doing a Libra reading, okay? So we're going to see what the next 2 days has in store for us. Protection and change at the split deck. We're pulling from the animal deck. I can't remember the exact name, but I do feel like there's thoughts of what you wish to and feel the need to protect. I feel like for some it's a body of work. It could be one, if not multiple people, but there's thoughts of you being protected by spirit, by your intuition. Your intentions is what I'm hearing. The inevitable purposeful holding back and moving forward and accomplishing throughout the next 48 feels quite powerful. I do feel like you're overly serious for the most part, but I am getting a very peaceful vibe about your energy in the next 2 days. Even if that's not the case fully or all surrounding it, it's like I just feel so at ease. But then there's other moments where, say, I want to say a lot of which drawn to the reading, it's when you're listening to music or you're watching something exciting. It's like this pep in your step comes to be. A little hop and a skip is what I'm getting. And I'm a Leo, Libra, and this happens to me occasionally. And just did last night when I went on a walk and I was listening to music. And anyways, I was listening to an 80s song. But I do feel like there's thoughts of change, how you're changing, how you're meant to change more so moving forward, and what you wish to see come to be as far as a development, a big switch up, adjustments, right? Or one in particular. I do feel like there's also a feeling at one, if not multiple points in the next 48 of you just kind of blending in, trying not to stand out too much, but then you just do either way. It's like your shining Libra passion, personality, your vibe, your energy just leaves you standing out in the crowd, eyes being peeled upon you, coming back around to see you, maybe to benefit from your work. And I just feel like heads might be churning, and it's like you might just be feeling sort of the desire to be within your hermit mode. But I also feel like you're thinking about, literature is what I'm hearing, as that they're showing this looking like a book. You could be thinking about the chapters of your life. I like this reading so far. What else do we have? The creation card. Yeah, there's a very creative vibe about the next 48 when it comes to what you choose to or just have to accomplish, produce, develop, when it comes to the way your Libran mind is spinning, working in the next 48. It's like, how do I creatively get this to be more successful? Excuse me. How do I creatively see this come to be for myself? I do feel like you're thinking about stuff like art and design. Shapes and symbols is what I'm getting. Numbers will be a key factor in the next 48, whether it's spiritual numbers, angel numbers, thinking about your finances. Analytics is what I'm getting for some. It could be more in regards to different numerology within your job. Anyways, or wrapped up in your business. Slithering like a snake is what I'm hearing. I feel like there's a smooth sort of, at times feeling a bit sneaky or just mysterious to yourself, that kind of vibe. They were showing me, showing the snake energy as you, and I don't feel like that's a negative thing, but I do feel as if with that said and done, I feel like people are thinking about how you're keeping to yourself a lot these days, a bit mysterious, but not in a negative way, and it's not meant to be a negative thing, I feel, coming from you. But it's like, I don't feel it's going to be beneficial or to share what I'm thinking, mulling over, excited about what I'm not 100% sure about at this time. So I feel like there's just that secrecy, that kind of note as I stutter a bit. I do feel like there's slip-ups in the next 48, but it won't get the best of you. Yeah, there's a focus on something transforming for you, your transformation, and your happiness. When are you the happiest? I feel like any levels of self-care in the next 48 will help you feel brighter, happier. I'm also hearing follow your bliss. You deserve to feel happy. In spirit saying that happiness and where that stems from, how that's coming to be, that looks different at this point and moving forward than it once did. So just trust that. Don't question it. It doesn't need to look the same. But I do feel like ignoring the name of this, the equality aspect of the card, the seahorse part of it, there's a focus on predictive nature. It could be somebody else's, if not multiple people. But I feel like a lot drawn to the reading have this predictive way about you, whether it's more so tied into your intuition and or your spirituality, okay? And there's thoughts of freedom, all right? There's thoughts of a door that you want to walk through, some of which thinking about travel. But let's pull from the Mystic Mondays. Wow, that was a lot. Keywording. I do feel like there's thoughts of a chaotic chapter from your past. There's thoughts of you wanting to put something to rest that is a bit stressful or just isn't enough for you. I do feel like when you're spiritually messed with in the next 48 for a lot drawn to the reading, it's like, this is so exhausting, right? Or it's just enough is enough. I do feel like there's a part of you, if we're being completely realistic, where you're expecting the worst. And I feel like that was key wording, completely realistic. And I feel as if Spirit's saying that's not helping. So stop expecting the worst. It could be in regards to something you still haven't acquired. It could be in regards to a lack of money for some, where you're living and or working. It could be a connection for you, if not multiple. But I do feel as if when you are optimistic, you are going to see that payoff for you quite instantaneously. The Eight of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Princess of Swords. I'm hearing a princess or prince to be coming in for you moving forward. And that doesn't have to be love or dating oriented, but I feel like for some it is. But Spirit's also saying, think about if you say you desire to move to a new place of residence or something of the sort, or there was a change that was meant to come to be recently or is moving forward. If you were to have met that perfect person, you would have needed to end it, or it would have made things more difficult if you moved to that new place or that change hadn't come to be. Does that make sense? Apply it to your situation, but it feels like you're reminded in certain ways in the next 48 that everything's happening and being delayed, not coming to be even as it should, as it's meant to. Bear with me. I'm also hearing a fish out of water. There's part of you feeling a little bit out of place in the next 48, and Spirit's saying this is also purposeful so that you can move towards something better for yourself moving forward. It's to keep you thinking about things in a productive but realistic light. I feel as if there's a lot of communication in the next 48. Given that we had mentioned you are feeling quite peaceful and grounded in the next 48 for the most part, you may be feeling a bit uneasy at certain points. I feel as if that's tied into the energy of a situation and or spirituality. You could just be feeling a little bit anxious. Just cleanse your energy, I would say, or take a walk if you can. But I don't feel like the Eight of Wands is talking about things happening quickly in the next 48. You might even find that it's a very slow pace next 48 where it's like, am I going to be able to accomplish what I need to? Am I going to get to this place on time? Let me just go for a walk. That's kind of the vibe. It's like, I just want to walk it off. I just kind of want to see what comes to mind or what I stroll across, stumble upon in the next 48 or just when I'm walking. Or you may even feel like that's more so you wanting to just go for a drive to clear your mind, to explore even. There's that creative, I want to explore the world or just this area sort of vibe about your next 2 days. But I feel like you're learning more about how things are meant to rapidly proceed for you moving forward as all three of these cards tie in together. Learning more about yourself in the next 48. Let's pull one, if not multiple, tea leaves. Good news will be coming in moving forward, so don't fret, don't overthink it. Just flow with the next 2 days as you should. Yeah, look at this. Learning more about your emotions, okay? Learning more about what's going to fulfill you, how to make yourself happy. Spirit saying, as a Libra, you're not meant to live a life with a low vibration or even be wrapped up with people and situations with that low vibration or even toxicity to go to that extent. You're meant to be feeling your best, right? And so I feel like you're reevaluating to a certain extent at certain points. You're thinking about how to move forward and live your best life. Absolutely. And that's obviously going to look different for everybody. But I do feel like there's time alone where you're thinking about doing what's right for Libra and potentially your loved ones, and how to march to the beat of your own drum. And they're saying, screw what other people think. Okay. And I feel like you already know this, but that's your vibe at certain points. You might be reminded of this either way. It's like they'll get it eventually if they're meant to. And if they don't need to. Period. It's your life and you should be living it to the extent in the way that you feel is best for you. And that's changing, right? But doing something risky, taking a chance, I feel like you're thinking about this, right? It could be something, recently or even currently, but I feel like for a lot, it's about you wanting to take a leap of faith, a risk to start over, to begin something. Climbing towards success, absolutely. It feels like you were just thinking about going the distance, not wanting to settle for less than you deserve. And this is a powerful vibe about your next 48, where Spirit's clapping for you and even messing with you at certain other points. But it feels like those are completely different spirits. Even when you feel messed with spiritually, it's like that might be also helping you. That happens to me occasionally. And don't question it, don't overthink it. Just, I guess, be thankful and shift on forward. But look at this, stepping into a new experience. There's one around the corner, but I feel like there's a bigger one down the line that you're thinking about, planning for, even researching. I want to say watching or reading content in regards to that, informing yourself about how to make the best out of it, what it's going to look like for you, what it's going to entail. I'm now hearing the word excitement. But unsettled times need to plan ahead, and that's the vibe as well. I feel like there are going to be moments where you look at something, as I just looked at the camera, and it was like a flash, okay? It just felt very nerve-wracking, very unsettling, and I kind of gave me like a vibration or just a bit of a headache. But it's Spirit saying these unsettling times, it's almost a vibe of where Spirits, or the universe rather, is making you a little bit uncomfortable, or just even preparing you for the future. But it's like if you felt completely 1000% comfortable, and I say this time and time again, you wouldn't feel the urge or the need, the desire fully to move forward towards better for yourself. So whether it's with somebody, where you live, where you work, you name it, I feel as if this next 48 reminds you that the universe is pushing you to reach for whatever that is for you, a bigger dream, your goals, your wishes taking a highlight. In Spirit saying it's not the whole next 48 where you feel unsettled or just uneasy, but it's the next 48 that feels very purposeful as you climb towards success and you think about taking one, if not multiple, risks moving forward. There's a lot to look forward to. All right. So if this was truly helpful, I'm definitely sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your next 48, and I'll see you next time.